Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 23 in another part of our Immersive Driver Career Mode with Alfa Romeo. Today we have got the Qatar Grand Prix. First time that we have raced this circuit in this year's game. Looking forward to it. Certainly one I've enjoyed in the MotoGP games in the past at Losail. So should be an absolute cracker. Fingers crossed anyway. Last time out we had an awesome race. Obviously a safety car late on really did help us out, but we managed to finish in the top 5 last time, and that took us to 58 points. It took us to within 3 points of McLaren in the constructors standings as well, so all looking good on that behalf. In terms of upgrades, we have got quite a few coming. We've got a major chassis upgrade and 2 minor aerodynamic upgrades coming in time for the Qatar Grand Prix. So let's get on with it, and hopefully
we've had the new parts come through.
Hopefully the car's going to be absolutely beautiful. And we've got a powertrain major upgrade and an aerodynamic upgrade coming as well in the coming Grand Prix. So that's all good. Let's keep going.
Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully.
Thanks for handling that.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about rivalries. There's no need to really get bogged down in that. We have got a major durability upgrade coming as well at some point. But field is definitely converging together. I think it's going to be a really interesting Grand Prix, actually. Obviously, AlphaTauri, long way behind, but excited to see where we get to. So let's head forward into the Qatar Grand Prix. And fingers crossed we can have a positive weekend once again here. 20 laps here, and it's a sprint race as well. So we'll obviously just have the sprint race in today's episode. But let's have a little look at all of that. That's all looking good. Right, let's get ourselves into qualifying. Welcome along then to Qatar and Losail for qualifying. And, well, it was an okay practice session. We finished in 9th position, Valtteri Bottas in 8th. So the pace of the car looks okay. Looking forward to seeing where it all falls out, really. Gonna make sure we've got barely any fuel in the car. And how many tyres have we got? Well, we've essentially got 4 sets, so we got to try and make it count in Q1. So I am gonna let the session run a little bit before we go out there. We're not going to leave it to the absolute last minute like we did in Japan, but we're certainly going to leave it till probably about 9 minutes or so. Head out there, get a lap in, which gives us enough time to come in if we need to try again. But yeah, let's go and give it our all here. Beautiful circuit, by the way. Here we come up to the line then. I've no idea what sort of time this is going to be. It's in the 21s. It's actually just dipped into the 22s. It's a 22 flat, which is enough for 6th place at the moment. But I think there's more time in the
Less than 1 lap
car.
of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
Just want to see where else we could possibly gain. Yeah, just haven't got the front end grip that we like. Don't think this is the optimal setup, but it's always the way, isn't it? When you've got a sprint weekend, you know, trying to get that car set up in one practice session is very, very tough. But, you know, I'm saying that, but we seem to be pretty quick compared to the rest of the guys out there, and I think that should be enough to get through to Q2. Let's risk it. We've got the sprint race, which will of course decide where we start for the race tomorrow. Lewis Hamilton currently quickest. As I say, I think we should be okay. Yeah, we very much were okay in the end. 9th place 3 places ahead of Bottas, just a couple of tenths of a second as well. Going out in Q1 then, Lance Stroll, Albon, Tsunoda, De Vries and Logan Sargent. Well, here we are in Q2. I thought I'd take you on a lap of the Losail International Circuit. We got 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Should be just about enough time to get in a flying lap and then get in a new set of boots if required. I'm going to try and save as many sets of tyres as possible, but it's a very high speed circuit, this one, and one that you can gain a lot of time in if you attack the corners. We've put a little bit more front wing on the car for this run, and you can see we've reaped the rewards of that with a purple sector 1. It's a sort of corner where you're just leaning on the car so much. That's going to be tough on race day when you're considering tyre wear and all of that. Coming through up towards the middle sector split, come all the way over to the left hand side, and then it's about trying to hang on to the car here. Just about stayed within track limits. And if we can match what we did in Q1 with a 122 flat, that'll be enough to get through as it currently stands. So here we come, flying around the final corner, DRS open. Where is this going to put us as we fly up towards the line? It's a 121.5, which puts us 3rd at the moment. That was a good lap, very good lap of Qatar, and there are areas I think that we can get ourselves
1 lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
maybe a couple of extra tenths, but yeah, I'm just struggling with the buy into those corners. We are definitely struggling there, but we'll take it for now. We'll take it for now. Well, there you go, comfortably through to Q3 in the end, and up in 5th place. Valtteri Bottas doesn't really improve by an awful amount, and well, he's 11th going into the race tomorrow. Ocon 12th, Piastri 13th, Hülkenberg 14th, and Kevin Magnussen 15th. Let's see who ends up on pole. Oh well, this was going to be a great lap, but just track extending at the end of it was a 21.519, which well, wouldn't have been enough for much more than where we currently are. But we have got an extra set of soft tyres that we can use. And yeah, 21.5, well, that would only put us 9th, to be fair. So, yeah, I'm not sure we are going to get much of an improvement here, but we'll try. We'll go out there and we'll give it our everything to try and get pole position here. I don't think we're actually going to make it to the line here. We've only got 12 seconds left. I think we're going to just miss out. Yeah, we're going to miss out by a couple of seconds here. Well, that's devastating. So 10th place on the grid. Could we have had a little bit more? Perhaps. But, yeah, 10th on the grid for tomorrow. And, yeah, it's not great for the sprint, is it? But yeah, I mean, we might have qualified 9th. I don't think there was much else in the car, to be fair.
For now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Right then, we are ready for the sprint. Let's see how we get on.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Gasly, the captain, Bottas, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Stroll, Albon, Tsunoda, De Vries, and Logan Sargent. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. The last few races have been a bit rough for them, unable to get a clean run. That's got to have some effect on their confidence, surely.
It's not an ideal situation by any means. When you get into a bad run like that, there's always a risk of frustration creeping in, which can cause more mistakes and locks you into this vicious cycle. Hopefully today they can get through turn 1 cleanly and stay calm for the rest of the race.
Okay, cool. Right, let's get ourselves into it. 7 laps, and it's an interesting one between the softs and the mediums. I'm actually going to go for the mediums, you know, and see where we end up come the end of it all. We're actually going to reduce that even more. Yeah, there we go. Let's get ourselves into the action. Here we go then for the formation lap. I think we will be probably the only driver silly enough.
Technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down.
To go for medium tyres. Let's just have a little look. Yes, every single driver is on the soft, so I'm just going out there so I can push a little bit harder for longer. Feel like the soft tyres are going to drop off by the end of the Grand Prix, and that's where we can hopefully come in and
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions look good.
swoop in. This tyre wear does seem to be pretty big here. Certainly on the soft tyres, you know, you were losing half a second. Oh dear, after 1 lap on them, that's not good. That's going to ban us from the lap. So we just have to go for it, I'm afraid. Which isn't ideal preparation, but here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Qatar. It's a decent start off the grid for us. And we use a little bit of ERS to try and get away from the guys behind, and we head down the inside of the first corner and we hold it, and that is beautiful, and we're up to 7th place from 10th straight away there. And we know because of the high speed nature of the circuit, very likely to be side by side for multiple corners if you are indeed side by side. Ooh, Max Verstappen very, very slow through that corner, nearly got collected by us there. But we're okay. Good start to this sprint. Certainly a good sign for tomorrow's race. If this is our pace early in the race, then we can definitely compete. Carlos Sainz leading the way quite nicely at the moment. Then we've got somebody in the pits. I think it's Carlos Sainz. No, it's Leclerc. It's Leclerc in the pit lane. He must have some front wing damage, so that puts us up to 6th place, and we've got Perez having a little look at Pierre Gasly, and we've got side-by-side action up ahead with Hamilton and George Russell, teammates, battling over 2nd place. And we've got to try and stay with Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso there as well. That's definitely somebody that we can battle with.
Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left.
We're doing okay here. Just checking the fuel. We're fine on fuel. Tyres are looking good. Flying to the right. I mean, this is awesome. This is what a sprint race is all about. Absolute pedal to the metal. foot to the floor, pushing the whole race. That's what we're trying to do and trying to achieve, and that's what I'm trying to achieve with these medium tyres, is feeling the effects of that tyre wear a little bit less. And here we are, we're right in the slipstream.
Enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Of Max Verstappen, but absolutely fine. We managed to get through there. And that's all good. See how close we are to track limits. We're absolutely driving the wheels off this thing, but still managing to get it turned in at almost the halfway mark of this Grand Prix. Okay, here we are then, headed on to the final lap of this sprint race, and not a lot has happened since you last seen me. We've slowly but surely dropped away from Max Verstappen, but you know, still pumping in the time, still should finish 6th here, as long as Gasly doesn't lunge down the inside or anything similar to that. You know, I think we got the tyre wear advantage over him, or at least we should do. We've not quite managed to stay with our little group in front, but I think this is still very encouraging for tomorrow's race. You know, we're definitely competitive. I'm finding that it's quite difficult for probably the person behind to follow and stay close, so once you're into a position, as long as you don't, you know, literally allow them a tenth of a second behind or so in the race, then they shouldn't be able to pass you too easily. I'll tell you what, Gasly using a little bit of ERS here, and he's going to have DRS. We're using ERS, and we did the old switcheroo there. Here's the checkered flag, and we're over the line just about in time.
All right, race over. Take care of the car.
And 6th place in the sprint race. We'll certainly take that. And 3 points in the bag. And more importantly, a very, very good grid position for tomorrow, and that helps us in the constructors, because that will join us up with
This
McLaren.
result then narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Well, that wraps up the sprint. All that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
So there you go then, Hamilton now 33 points behind Max Verstappen, and we overtake McLaren for 5th place in the constructors. So those 3 points could be absolutely huge. That was an awesome little sprint race. I really enjoyed that, and hopefully you guys did too. Of course, tomorrow we will be back for race day here in Qatar, and well, we'll take what we've learned, we'll try and transfer it over into tomorrow's setup, and you know, maybe even reduce the tyre pressures a little bit more, try and reduce that tyre wear as much as we can, and get ourselves ready for 20 laps of that wonderful Losail circuit in tomorrow's episode. So if you have enjoyed that, then give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.